Saturday afternoon, I was preparing, and I even cleaned my house.
Okay, so then what happened? Sunday morning, what happened?
Yeah, the tree
Yeah, the
fell.
wind
That
blew the
tree
windows
trunk
out.
over there hit the house, but it made a hole in the attic. He says, I'm going upstairs in the attic to fix the hole in the attic. So we thought we were fine. And then all of a sudden, you get the eye of the storm. It's like a bright spring day. You get sunshine, white clouds, blue sky, sunshine, calm. We walked up and down this street. We saw all the trees knocked down. The little greenhouse on the very end, one of their gas pipes.
The gas coming out. I had to turn all the gas up along the block.
The gas started leaking out. After the eye of the storm passes, I said, is it over? And it's not. After that, it's the second half of that storm. It comes through, that's the water. Papa Joe was outside by himself. I was in here into the den, and he says, the water's coming. So I didn't panic. He kept saying, the water's coming, the water's coming.
We got about 5 more people gone.
Right, and he kept saying, how far is the
This
water?
thing was moving.
At that point, I put all the pictures in the top shelf. Let's see. And then I grabbed her medicine. I got a Ziploc bag, and I put all her medicine in the bag. I grabbed my purse. And then we were going into the garage, and you came in, and we were like looking at the water coming down the street. Okay, it's starting to rush like a river. And we're like, okay, do we close the garage door or do we open it?
Close it.
Okay, so we decided to try to close it. Wrong. Don't ever close it. Because that water's rushing.
I couldn't push them against the water, the door.
We couldn't
coming
open
up too fast.
At this point, the water was up to here on me and Papa Joe, and we're both at the staircase of the attic, and we're like, Granny's trying to get on the steps, and she couldn't get up, okay? And I'm telling her, Mom, if you don't get up, me and Daddy are going to drown. And so I got a shoulder under one of the cheeks of her butt. He got one under, and then finally he decided it ain't going to work. He got above her on the ladder and pulled her up, okay?
Oh, my God.
So we were going to have to take the patch off of this roof that he just put on. Meanwhile, I'm moving around the attic, and I misstepped in a hole. I went through that ceiling with one leg, okay? I grabbed for whatever I could reach above me, and it was those metal strips that hold up the air conditioning ducts, and they're metal. It cut the heck out of these hands, okay?
How did you get on the roof? You're in the
He's
attic.
got a,
The hole was big. The tree made a hole through it.
He had put a ladder in the attic. He's real resourceful.
Yeah. People going out and they don't think. How you
gonna
trap
get out?
drowning rats?
Right, so he had everything just in case of that. Anyway, we sat on top of the roof.
Right.
And we looked around, we're sitting up there, and there's nothing but water. And the geese are swimming around, and I'm like,
You ever see a blizzard?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
yeah, the rain.
The rain was stinging. It was
stinging your
you
face,
freeze.
stinging your face.
It was stinging.
He was cold,
The
I was
powerful-
hot, because I think my blood pressure was up.
You seen that rapids coming down that street with trees, big trees,
Yeah.
that big trailers coming by, three
Yeah.
houses going over.
And those houses
Those two
down
houses
there,
that were gone.
completely off of their
They took 'em
foundation,
out, took 'em
washed
out.
straight down.
The
And as the
door.
storm pulls out, it pulls the water out from the
And
house.
so I opened the
So
door, and I
it-
got the door open.
It popped the garage door open.
And floated the boat
Yeah.
to the step to
And
get
he
down
said,
there.
I'm going to get help. So he got in his boat.
I got him to the levee there, and coming
Yeah, but
back.
they're white
look,
caps.
When I put them on levee, I said, I'm going back to the house. This
No,
is
in
a
the
big
boat.
lake.
White caps.
The whole city's
White
underwater.
caps.
Look, I got on top of that levee, and look, all I see was solid water, nothing living.
And a cop was out on the interstate, and he said to me, get yourself to evacuation center, whatever you got to do, take care of each other. And then he turned around before I knew it, and I said, where are you going? He says, I'm going to protect the house. I was like, oh, gosh.
Yeah,
So-
I came back to the house.
Yeah.
The looters come after the storm, when the water goes down.
That's the bad
That's when
part.
the looters come out. Yeah, the little bit you got left, they're going to take away from
They
you.
do.
I had the
That's
Kentucky
low.
State Troopers with me back here.
That-
Came from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Painted on the garage, the looters will be shot.
The water fell halfway in the house that very same day.
Solid big trees out there, the whole street.
Yeah.
There was no way you can get down
Trees.
there. All night long, they had the helicopters going over my house.
Yes.
They were going to New Orleans.
If you've ever seen the movie, the opening scene of Apocalypse Now, where they have the helicopters,
Helicopters, they're all
one
going to
after
New Orleans to
another,
save
one
the
after
people.
another, searching for survivors.
They were flying over my house.
And the air was as thick and as hot as you can ever imagine, and it didn't move. No breeze,
Yeah,
and you could
but-
hear for miles, and no lights because electricity's out, no street lights or anything. Granny and I, we finally got from the interstate to he hailed somebody coming out of Eden Isles. We caught a ride with somebody to the hospital. I was looking, trying to decide, how we were going to get home. I met a nurse that I knew. She says, I'll take you home. And so I didn't know if I had a house or not, and she says, I'll take you. So we rode home. She rode over wires. she got to the point where there was trees in my street where we couldn't get through to my house. The last thing I had it with me was only the key to my house and $150 in cash. And I stuck $20 in her back seat because she wouldn't take anything. So I stuck that. She found it later. A neighbor in the cul-de-sac came back and he says, I have a truck. It's a shift truck. I'll leave it for you. I said, I don't know how to do shift. He says, let me show you real quick. So he showed me. I got that thing rolling. Yeah, they wasn't letting anybody back into the city at that point. The first night, me and Granny were home when it was solid, hot, and the windows were open.
Yeah.
And you could hear a pin drop. All of a sudden, I hear over in the distance, I only have one life to live. Bam, a gunshot. So I said, either he committed suicide or either he was a looter or something that somebody shot him or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened, but I could hear it off in the distance. To this day, I don't know who it was. And that's when I thought, maybe Mama's right, Granny's right, maybe we should leave and go to California. You know, because we were listening on the radio. This is before he got back to my house. We're listening. We're hearing people in New Orleans saying, we're trapped in these attics. And I'm hearing all of that. I'm hearing the gunshot. I'm like, this ain't too safe. You know, all the neighbors that stayed were like, okay, we're all going to help each other. If you need food, you need whatever. We all were helping each other. The men were trying to cut the trees so we could get in and out of the neighborhood, all of that. And then to the people that run Rite Aid, they weren't even open. He says, I'll let you in. Let me give you some antibiotics. You know, so I had everything I needed as far as that was concerned. You know.